What's up everybody, it's Iker Thunder. I just wanted to toss out a quick video here. I had a whole bunch of people asking me how I did the Seven Lions ISIS music visualizer. So I will forewarn you, I'm going to try to pull a tutorial out here from where the sun don't shine, and I'm not that good at Blender and I'm not that good at tutorials, so we'll see how this works. Okay, so the basic gist of it is it's going to be running with rigid bodies, with spheres, with a keyframed scale, or the scale of the thing is keyframed, and attributed to certain parts of the music. Now, I'm not a sound guy either, so I'll let you guys leave it to interpretation with what frequencies you're going to be doing with Audacity and stuff like that. So I'll just show you the basic gist of how it gets done in Blender. So what you do first, make sure you have your UV sphere, make sure you have a force field, just the standard force, put it at a negative value of say negative 300 or something like that. Nothing else really needs to be changed. If you want a little bit more motion in it, you can put a turbulence in there with a small value like 5 or so, just to keep the balls moving around. What you want to do is hit rigid body for the spheres here. Make sure you've got convex, all yada 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 yada, whatever else. However you decide you want to have that stuff contact. Now you need to, just because it's going to be, gravity, you want it to hover there. Check off gravity. Make sure that if you go into your rigid body cache, be prepared to change the end value here. Because what's going to happen is, if you set this to 500 or something, and it's doing whatever physics it's going to end up doing, it's gonna yada yada yada, it's gonna swing back and forth like that for however long. And you might want to add a little bit of flow. But see, if you right that 250 mark, if you don't change the rigid body cache, it's gonna freeze there. So set that up to a little bit more so it can calculate past that point. It's doing all that. So you got that little bit of flow on the force point here, so that helps it kind of contract towards the center. So now what you want to do is, with this keyframed at 1, hit I, go to scaling, swing on over to your keyframing menu here, whatever it is. I'm being overly professional with this tutorial. Choose whatever song you want to do. Oh, I should probably. Okay. Come over to the animation thing here. Go down to the bottom left, hit key, and then go to Bake Sound to F Curves. This is after you've done a little keyframe there. Choose the song that you want to. I'm doing Sandblast by Fox Stevenson. It sounds pretty. So now you'll notice that your thing has all but disappeared. If you check over in, so I can try to screw this up as little as possible. There we go. If you check over here, you can see that you now have this little doohickey over here, showing you the basic volume curve over the entire thing. Now if you just press Alt-A and play it, it'll swing back and forth, and the scale will go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, yada yada yada. But, so here's some stuff to think about now. I just Control-Z the entire thing. What you want to remember to do is say, this is going to be where your camera's at, or something similar like this. You want to set, before you set the keyframe, the maximum size you want your ball to be. So if this is as big as you want, hit the scaling there, because as it goes through, the song is never going to reach over 100%. So it's always going to be down in this range instead of bigger than this. So always set your max range with the keyframe at 1 first. And then when you go down to the key here and Bake Sound to F Curves, this is going to be the lowest frequency, highest frequency. Like in my video here, I just kind of commandoed something in Audacity to try to split the frequencies up as best as I could, and I attributed each one highest to lowest frequency for each different ball set. So that's what you can do with this stuff down here. I honestly don't know about attack and release time or threshold or anything else. I'm not that professional, but you can go ahead, hit Bake Sound F Curves, watch it do all this stuff here like that. What you can do is you can just take it, duplicate it a few times around, Shift D, whatever else, and then you see it combine in like this. You know, yada yada yada, does whatever else. Let me put the music in hither. I just replaced the wrong thing, but whatever. Okay, go to Sandblast. Make sure it's actually in the right spot. Always helps.
There's nothing that needs to be said. We can pretend we'll sandblast these walls.
So yeah, basically it keeps on going on based on how loud the volume curve is. If we sprint on over hither, you can see that the balls start to follow the curve in the bottom left here. You know, that's essentially the gist of it. You can separate the frequencies. One thing to notice is if you want to have separate frequencies, change layers using the number keys on the top of the keyboard, because otherwise the physics from these things will influence the other sets of balls that you were trying to use. But yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. Short and sweet, but it's pretty close.